Okay, good morning everybody. I'm Tom from the Argaty Red Kite Centre, and this is Sandra.
Hello.
And over at the back there is Rowie. You can say hi, Rowie? Hi. So welcome to our first ever live virtual pond dipping session. So guys, a lot of you will know that we run daily red kite feeding sessions here and red squirrel feeding sessions as well. What some of you probably don't know is in the last year we've also been doing pond dipping sessions on a Wednesday here. Sandra's our pond dipping expert who runs them, and we also recently were very pleased to be made a British Dragonfly Society hotspot for dragonflies. Really delighted by, because one of the reasons that we built this great big pond last year, a quick once over of it, is because we really wanted to attract dragonflies here. So guys, in the interests of doing a bit of a Blue Peter and not messing up on camera, we decided to do a little bit of catching of things a few minutes before we started. So we'll take a wee wander around here and we can see what we've caught.
Thank you.
So first of all, what have we got in here, guys?
We've got a frog.
A frog there, yep.
Bonnet, a toad.
So how many newts have we got in there, Rowie?
And a boy.
Okay, can you tell us, so these are palmate newts here, which is the UK's smallest amphibian. Rowie, can you tell us how you knew that some of them were boys and some of them were girls, please?
Boys have web back feet.
Boys have web back feet and girls don't, is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh look, let's put that one back in there.
We'll do that in a wee second. Yeah, and also we caught this toad here, guys. They're not very happy at being in here, it has to be said. And a wee froggy here as well. Now, a lot of folks don't know the difference between a frog and a toad. So just to give you a bit of an idea, that's the toad below the frog there. Sorry if the picture is not great. And that's the frog there at the top. Okay, so the frogs have got the eyes far more in the centre of their heads, toads far more on the side. Toads have got warty skin, whereas the frog is a lot more smooth, and the frog will do a lot more jumping than the toad. Now, what have we got in here, guys? Maybe we'll get Sandra over Rowie to tell us a little bit about what we've caught this morning. So you come this way, baby.
Okay. So in here, this is a great pond snail. These are the biggest freshwater snails that we've got in the United Kingdom just now, and they eat all the algae. They're vegetarians. Now this little guy, can you see this little guy zipping about?
What, this little stick?
This little tiny stick.
It's not a stick at all, is it?
No.
No.
What is it, Rowie?
Can you remember? A caddisfly.
A caddisfly.
Perfect.
It's a caddisfly larva, and any of you who are anglers will know caddisfly, one of the favourite flies for anglers. This is it in its larval stage, and it builds itself this little, beautiful little cocoon, and you can just see it poking out and making its way round the pond.
Now, why does it build itself the cocoon?
To keep itself safe from the predators, such as these beasties here. This is the larva of a lesser water beetle, and we have one
What?
here.
Ah, you ruined my cue. I was going to say, what does it...
We have one here, ready, prepared. At least we think that's what this guy is. Identifying beetles is an art in itself, and you can see him compared to this one. This is your greater water beetle, which is a ferocious predator, as is its larva. And Rowie, can you remember what it's got in its bottom?
Sandra!
A bubble.
A bubble! Wow.
And what does it use the bubble for?
Maybe Sandra will give us a prompt on this one.
Remember, we said it comes up to the surface of the pond and it collects the bubble and takes it down, and that's what it uses to breathe underwater.
So in effect, these guys breathe out of their bottoms, Rowie.
Yep.
Do you breathe out of your bottom?
enough of that. And just going back to this little one, the reason we have these in two separate trays is if we left this guy in with those guys, he would just eat them all. So we've had to keep them separate. I wanted to show you a mayfly larva. I think that
this might be quite tricky to see.
Tiny.
Very, very small.
Actually, I think that's a dead one. I'm sure we had an alive one.
Let's see.
Ah, here he is.
Ah, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
he's not looking very healthy either. This is a mayfly, and these are really interesting because they spend most of their life, like dragonflies and damselflies, as larvae under the water, and then when they transform into being a fly, they only survive, the female only survives a few hours, and the males a couple of days at best.
So am I right in thinking when they come out and fully emerge that they only, they don't have a mouth, right?
That's
So
right. They
literally
don't- yeah.
all they're doing... Oh cool, got something over there. Literally all they're doing is coming out of the water to procreate, and
yes,
then
right.
that's their time up. So what have we found here, Remy?
It was a big diving beetle, wasn't it?
Now we've got some quite interesting things on the surface as well. Sandra, can you point to that pond skater there? So guys, this is a very cool animal here. It was one of the things we really discovered when we built this pond. As I say, we really built it for trying to attract dragonflies and damselflies, and so far we've got 4 species that have been here. Got a bird over there as well? Cool, Remy. But we attracted all these things pretty much straight away. We built it last February and straight away things found the water, which was just amazing. Now I'll see if I can zoom this a bit. It's not going to let me
If
zoom,
you
but...
can, Tom, there's the wee tiny babies
Oh yes.
as well.
So I hope everyone can see this okay, guys. Now the amazing thing about pond skaters is that they're designed so then the weight's all evenly spread so they can stand on the water like this. So really, really clever things. Rowie, am I right in thinking when we built our mini pond, was it a pond skater that first came to our pond? That was the first insight we had, wasn't it?
No, we had a water boat that's mini, then a pond skater, then back from it.
Wow.
Or was it in that order? Now, do you know how they find the pond, Rowie? I only found this out recently. But apparently these things fly around and they can see the reflected light from the water, and that's how they find their way into the pond. So as you can see now, Sandra, we've got a kind of medium-sized pond skater here, don't we? Is that right? Now how many stages of their life do they
I
have?
believe there are 4 stages. So they'll
we've got the
go from
teeny
being
weeny babies.
tiny, kind of medium-sized, a little bit bigger. I think this is maybe a sub-adult. You do see them bigger than that as well.
Really cool. And they've really taken to our lilies here as well. They love sitting out on there.
And what they do, they're skimming across the surface, and they've got little hairs on the end of their legs, on their feet, and these little hairs help them to walk on the water, but they also help them to detect movement. So if they detect a fly landing in the water, for example, then they would just shoot over, and that would be the end of the fly, really.
Wow.
So your pond here, and this one is incredibly diverse, and it hosts all sorts of life, from your snails and your lesser water boatmen that are eating the algae and all the plant life on the bottom, and then they in turn get eaten by, see these water beetles?
Oh yeah, yep, see it
That's like
going
the
there.
lesser one that we showed you earlier. They will eat all sorts of different things.
You've got 2 more snails, right? Cool.
Let's see what else we can
What else? Stuck on each other's backs? What do you think they might have been doing if they were stuck on each other? Do you remember we saw it the other day?
But they were not really, they just looked like, but they were just like so much together that they're sticking bits.
Would you excuse me, Rowie? I'll just come in here. I think I've got a couple of little somethings. Oh, it's more beetle larvae.
Oh,
But-
they're smaller, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
no. See this one just here, guys? That's the one that Sandra just caught there. So you can really see the difference in development between them. How much bigger they get before they change into these full-sized water beetles here. So a real difference.
In this one, you probably can't see it on the phone, but swimming around in the water here, there's lots of tiny, tiny little creatures.
Loads of, all these wee dots here, guys, if you can see them, they're not flecks of dirt, yeah, they're mostly...
water fleas, and here's a little...
Yeah, what's this wee wriggler here?
I'd need a microscope to know exactly what he is, but...
Oh, terrible camera work there, I was just pointing at the gravel, sorry guys.
That's a pity, you just missed the water boatman having a wee munch at it.
Oh, was it having a munch? Rowie, do you remember about the back swimmers? Do you want to come and tell everyone about that? Now, Rowie doesn't like back swimmers very much, do you, Rowie? Find them a wee bit scary. Why are they scary?
They swim backwards, but also if you try to touch them, if they bite you, they really sting.
Yeah, now they're quite like swimmers. I'll just find the back swimmer again here. So this is, again...
They don't actually have jaws, so they don't bite you. What they do is they've got a little needle, and they pierce the needle into the skin of whatever they're trying to catch, and they squirt in some juices that kill the larva or whatever it is they're eating.
In a way, they're kind of like spiders, aren't they? The same way that spiders catch things in their webs and then inject the poison into immobilized prey. It's quite like that. So those back swimmers there, they're also known as greater water boatmen. That's right, isn't it? You see the way that their legs are sticking out, folks, like oars there. So you've got the greater and the lesser ones, but the greater are the killers. Oh, first red kite of the morning there. Lovely. Yeah. So guys, I don't know if you want to do a bit more fishing, and just for a wee interlude with the kites here, folks, just to let you know what's happening with that. So those of you that follow our social media will know that yesterday we went out and ringed the red kite chicks, and we ended up with 4 successful nests with 7 chicks in them. So we ringed all of them for the Scottish Raptor study group. Kite's disappeared behind the trees just now. There it goes again. And 3 nests unfortunately failed this year, so we would have had 7, but for various reasons 3 nests failed. So yeah, not the biggest number, but a good average per nest, including one absolute bumper brood of 3 chicks in next to the hide, so that was really, really good. Not far from the hide we got a really good number, so that was pretty cool. Now Rowie, I'm wondering if we maybe want to in a second say goodbye to the toad and the frog and put them back where we found them. Folks, just to show you where we look for all of these guys, down here we've got a big pile of rotten wood, which I'd love to claim was my idea to put it here, but it was Sandra's. That rotten wood is great in any garden because it's all filled with lots of little bugs and beasties, and attracted by them are all of our amphibians and getting a nice easy meal. So whenever we're looking for any of these, any frogs or toads, we go and look there. A lot of people don't know that these guys don't spend all their lives in the pond. They go in there for breeding, and this year we saw quite an incredible number on the roads that we moved into the ponds they were heading to. I think in the last couple of years now we must have moved about 500 frogs, a lot of newts and toads as well, but frogs were the main one, into our ponds here. So we've had huge numbers of tadpoles as a result of that. But yeah, after breeding, once they've all met up there, they do tend to leave the pond and then they'll return there again the next year. We've got an incredible memory for where they should be going for breeding, ancestral memory for that. But yeah, whenever we're looking, we'll always be looking here to see if we can find them. And I wasn't quick enough, unfortunately, this morning, but in that pile there, just between the top log there and the bottom one there, we had a whole load of little toads. And it was one of the really exciting things this morning. Oh, morning, Mum. Is away down in this corner of the pond, One of the really exciting things we found this year, just wrapped in around here, was this long see-through tube. If you can imagine, just kind of a long string with black dots in it. And that was the toad spawn. We got a couple of them just mating down in one of the plant pots at the bottom there actually. And then, yeah, toad spawn, very different from frog spawn, that they lay them in a long chain. And we had loads of toad tadpoles as a result. And I think, or hope, that a couple of the wee ones that we caught in the woodpile would have been these wee babies. So, Rowie, shall we?
We need to use that water boat or that in there.
What do you want to put in there? The diving beetle? Yeah, maybe. We might just tip them up and let them out. I think we'll let them into the water, won't we? And then they can make their way out. Yeah, that's all of them. What do you think? And we can catch some more. Just before we do, guys, just a couple of interesting things about the newts here. So we've got 3 species of newt in the UK. There's a great crested newt, the smooth newt, and the palmate newt. The palmate's the most common of them. And again, these were some of the ones. Let's see if I can get down next to it so you can get a wee look. That's them there. They look like little dragons, don't they? These ones found the pond pretty much straight away. Another way that you can tell the difference between the boys and the girls at the mating time. Go on, you can tip them in now, I think, Rowie. We'll let them out. See you later, guys. Good job. Is that the boys in mating season will have enlarged parts between their back legs. So you could tell that they're boys there as well. Now, Sandra's doing a bit of dipping over here.
I was looking for a larger water boatman to show you how they've developed to survive under the water. Because on their tummies are all covered in fine hairs, and they come up to the surface and trap the hairs in their tummy and take their water bubbles back down that way, and that's how they survive underwater.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
It really is. Rowie, can you find us any whirligig beetles up there just while Sandra's doing some dipping? Now, I think I see some over there. Do you see at the far side there? Now, guys, probably all you'll be able to see, unfortunately, is a little ripple on the water. Oh, you gonna get one, baby? They're very, very quick. It's just gone beyond you. So, guys, you might be able to see along there is a little thing. It's almost like a little ball of mercury swimming around on the surface, and there's a patch of them over there just where the water is rippling. Whirligig beetles are pretty cool. I think they're called whirligig, Sandra, just because of the way that they swim around. Is that right?
It's just the movement in the pond. They're constantly going around in circles.
That's good.
They live in groups for safety.
Oh, there goes the frog, Rowie.
They all group together and travel along. Oh, sorry, Rowie. Travel along again, looking for food. And have you already said about the two
I
sets
haven't.
of
No.
eyes? No. So they have 2 sets of eyes. They have a set on the top of their head and a set underneath, which means that they can be looking for the prey.
Oh, poor froggy. You gotta put it back in again then. Go on, frog. You're staying till the end.
Is this a frog?
Oh, it might be a toad actually. Take it away. Let's see. Oh yes, hello toad. So yeah, 2 sets of eyes, and what do they use them for?
So, well, they're both looking for prey and looking out for predators, because birds would swoop down onto ponds and lift things off
See
the
that massive
surface.
big
So they're
squirrel that's going
able to
over
look
there?
above the
I
water
think
and below the water
massive squirrel.
at the same time.
That's
It's
very clever.
fantastic.
That's actually one thing that I have noticed since we started this up here, guys. If we stay quiet for a wee second, Rowie, you could probably hear. Oh, there's a whole load of them up there actually, just on the sign there, a load of sparrows there. So the number of birds, I'm sure, has increased here since we built this pond here.
Yeah.
Last year we had a real plan that... Yeah, you can let the toad back in, yeah, go for it. Oh, are you going for it just with your hand? Okay, remember it'll be like a bar of soap. Okay, we had a real plan last year, folks, that we really wanted to try and do things, building habitat to boost the insect numbers on the place. Okay, you going to let it into the pond? You think so? So the pond was very much part of that, trying to boost the insect numbers, because we figured if we could do things to help things on the lowest rung of the food chain, that everything else would improve from there. So it's early days yet, but we've built this pond, we sowed a big wildflower meadow as well, and things do seem to be looking up. We're definitely seeing more insects in the pond, more bees, more butterflies, so things are really looking up. Rowie? Now I'm quite nervous, folks, that I've just had a warning that my social media might be about to time out, so if we lose you for a few seconds, please stay with us and we'll come back on again. Shall we try and show people how to hypnotise a toad? Now, see? Can you hold the phone for me, baby? Do you want to do some filming? Now, if you stare right at a toad, thank you to Philip Price who showed me this. Stare right in the eyes, try not to blink. Trying to stop wriggling for some reason. Now, shall we show people the toad before we let it go? See, already it's starting to wriggle a bit more. See its lovely golden eyes there. Can you see that okay in the camera, Ray?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful characters, aren't they? Shall we put it back to the woodpile? Do you want to film that?
No, into the water.
Into the water again. Okay, so you'll be having a longer way out. There we go. We'll let it go just now, yeah. Now we've got a whirligig beetle there just beyond your net, Rowie. So those are the ones we were talking about earlier, folks. With the two sets of eyes, which are really, really fun, really clever insects. What's that, sweetie?
No, I'm not.
Oh, not filming. Okay, fair enough.
And it's probably worth mentioning that, you know, if you do want to do something for wildlife in your garden, putting in a pond is one of the best things that you can do. It doesn't have to be like this. You can make them out of old washing up bowls, anything. Even a tiny, tiny pond will attract an incredible variety of life and provide interest for you and your family as well. It's just quite fascinating what you can find coming to your pond.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And that's been one of the really heartening things about lockdown, is how many people do seem to be building ponds. So, as Sandra says, this one is a bit of a monster, so built out of railway sleepers. It's about 15 foot square, so it did take a lot of work to try and get this built, but anything, even the smallest thing, will be an attraction.
It eats the pond plants, and it uses this little raft or boat to get around the pond and munch at all the things.
Because it can't actually exist in the water, can it?
No,
It can only live on the water.
It needs to be up in the air to breathe. So it zips along on the surface. Is that him coming out? It is. Is it?
Oh yes, it is.
Believe it the first time I
Yeah.
saw it.
No,
This
sorry,
little
I'm
head
losing
coming
myself.
out.
I just couldn't.
There we go.
Didn't know
There's
what
the
was
head
going
coming
on.
out there.
Wow.
Incredible. So that's the China mark moth.
Yeah, I had never heard of that until
And what a design fault, eh? You know, to live on the water but not be able to live in the water. But what an ingenious way to get around it.
just fantastic.
Incredible. Incredible.
And look at that. I mean, isn't that just beautiful? Two perfectly
Try and get in close.
sized and shoot.
Absolutely amazing.
It's one of the things that's really taken me by surprise with the pond, is just you always think you've seen everything, and then you come along and you just find something else, and it's just the world of insects. It's so diverse, there's so much to learn about it, and everything is just fascinating. It does make you look closer, and again, one of the really good things about lockdown, I guess, is having the time to stop and watch things like this. Just incredible. So
This pond, I have to say, is particularly diverse. I have a bit of pond envy about this because of the range of species that are in it. But once we're back up and running again, we invite people to come and do some pond dipping with us. I'm sure when we're able, we'll do it in as safe a way as is possible. So, you know, do come and join us at some point to have a look for yourselves.
indeed, please do, folks, because it will all be advertised on our social media, and we'll be running these pond dipping sessions with different things, as I say, to see every time. We're also, I hope, going to be able to have our opening ceremony for our new membership of the British Dragonfly Society as a Hotspot. So wee whirligig beetle zooming around there, guys, in the centre of your picture. So yeah, we really do hope that once we're back up and running, you'll be able to come and join us. I'm getting another warning that the social media is about to time out, so it may well be a good time for us to say cheerio for just now. And thank you all very much again for joining us. And yeah, we hope everyone's staying safe, and we very much hope to be able to see you soon. But in the meantime, take care, everyone. Thanks a lot. You gonna say bye, Rowie?
Bye.